Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous, here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess. His way's the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof. Solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folks. Hates the government side pokes. Plants the seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, wears the crown. The garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, wears the crown. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous, here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess. His way's the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof. Solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folks. Hates the government side pokes. Plants the seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, wears the crown. The garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd, shaking fists at big city's mess. His ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof, solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folks, hates the government's live pokes. Plants the seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? The garden grows, hates the talk of those he opposes. Got his place, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd, shaking fists at big city's mess. His ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the
Hi, My name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Welcome to the LifeLiberty Show. Today, we're going to be going over some things that I've seen people putting out some outlandish shit. We need to be careful of some of the things that people put out and realize that we don't need to jump on a fucking bandwagon. Right? Somebody showed me something today and was like, oh, did you hear about this? Well, it was an article of a time traveler. that came back from 2671, 650 years ahead of us. And they came back to tell us that there's going to be 30 feet of snow this winter. That was the most important fucking thing to tell us. Not who was going to win the election, not when the government was going to crumble, not if the government was going to crumble, not what is going to change and make us better, if society in itself was going to crumble, if it wasn't, if aliens were real. Like, 30 feet of snow, that was the most important information to share from 650 years from now. We have to look at things and go, this just isn't logically making any fucking sense. And we have a problem with people finding fucking taglines and then just jumping on a goddamn bandwagon without doing any fucking research. None whatsoever. They just get stuck in a fucking a train of thought, and everything is real, or there's outlandish ideas that you also cannot discredit unless you have proof that it is false. That's like saying I have no, me personally, I have no proof that gravity exists. Doesn't mean that, right? Like, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, Alvin, have an open mind, but sometimes having an open mind takes you down a path of No, I think I'm getting what you're saying, Alvin. Sometimes going down a path of things, you have to be able to delineate things that are important to pay attention to, right? Would you really take the information from somebody that alleges to be a time traveler from 650 years ago, saying that there's going to be 30 feet of snow, because that's the most important information to give us? If nobody gave us that information and there was 30 feet of snow, obviously civilization survives, or he wouldn't be able to come back and tell us. Like, it just doesn't seem like important information to tell us from 650 years ago. It just doesn't. And there is a date. They had zero empirical data that nuclear fusion was possible until they did it and created the atomic bomb. I understand your sentiment, Alvin. I get it. Anyway, you have to start being able to discern what is important to move down the path. And if it's important enough to you, do a little bit of research, but be sure and be open-minded as you're moving along. But open-minded doesn't mean that you only see the possibility that it is true. You have to also look at it in a analytical way and being able to say, this just doesn't make sense to continue. Right? And I understand that I'm a bit of a fucking conspiracy theorist. And being a conspiracy theorist, I kind of grab onto some things. But it's also within reason. Right. Oh, you're right. Open-minded doesn't mean gullible. And you just have to be able to discern. And if you have a thought on something, don't get stuck in that. Look at other things until more information is provided. Right? Sometimes you need to receive more information. You can say, there are some things that I look at and go, is it plausible? Yes. Is it probable? No. Until more information is provided. There is so many things, or there are so many things that we're paying attention to that you have to be able to remove yourself sometimes so that you can live a normal life, because you can get stuck on something, and it just take up all of your focus, and you go down a rabbit hole that has a dead end, and now you've wasted a whole bunch of time. So if you're going to go down a rabbit hole, at least be able to get to that fork in the road and go, I'm going to put a fucking geo marker here and I'll come back to it. Let me go back and look at other things and let your mind, and maybe that's my ADHD. Maybe it's ADHD, where I bounce around seeing a bunch of different stuff. But you can't have OCD on shit either. Right. It's easy to get stuck into stupid shit that doesn't matter. So pull yourself back. Now, part of, and sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the sustainability side of things. But I've been on this path for a really long time, and I've looked at a fuck ton of empirical data that, in my mind, says that we need to be on the sustainability side of things. And it's not that I was looking for the information specifically to be sustainable, right? There's information that I looked at from a non-biased view, and as it went and it, blossomed into what it was one of those things where you go, holy shit, this is just another piece of the pie that makes my argument over here valid. And in the pursuit of finding information, I have found that the government doesn't give a fuck about us. And when we find out that the government doesn't give a fuck about us and we have to take care of ourselves, you need tactical gear. And the best place to get that tactical gear is from warhorseordnance.com. They are an American-owned, veteran-ran tactical gear that provides the #1 handmade tactical gear on the planet. They provide training, or they will provide you with people that do training. They have the connections. They have IFAKs, medical bags, go bags. That's warhorseordnance.com. And the government doesn't give a shit about us. We are only tax dollars. That's it. We need to worry about ourselves. And the only way, in my opinion, to force the government to care about us is to remove our tax dollar from them. And the best way to remove the tax dollar from them is to no longer pay taxes. And there are a plethora of different ways to not pay taxes. Right? You can no longer have a job. There's investments. There's, I don't know, Alvin would be able to get into that a little bit deeper on diversifying your fucking portfolio and legally moving funds so that you don't have to pay taxes, and like legally, not like fucking tax shelters, right? And the way you do this is you remove yourself from that system. And if I'm not buying anything, then my sales tax, all of that stuff gets removed from the system. And it's either they have to listen because the people are speaking, right? They can't force you to go to work. We're not fucking slaves. Right now, we're slaves to the system. But we can break the fucking chain. And they cannot control that. When we remove ourselves from the slave system, they're going to try and force you by making laws that force you to get back into the system. So that's all you have to pay attention to, is the laws for your state that are going to force you to no longer be able to live your lifestyle. And then when they do that, there's your 4 fucking people, elected officials in your county that matter. Your sheriff, your prosecuting attorney, your district judge, and your coroner. Those are the ones that are going to say, I'm not enforcing an unconstitutional law that the House, Senate, and governor have imposed. They will say, fuck you, I'm not arresting somebody for an unconstitutional law that you believe that you can take somebody's rights. And along the way, when you start thinking this way, most of the people on the left are going to say that we are right-wing, transphobic bigots. Right? So we have put a hoodie on our merch store that absolutely says, fuck you. Because we know that we're not right-wing, transphobic bigots. But if we're going to be called it, let's absolutely fucking put it out there. Fuck you. Hey, we've got other shit on the merch store. Go check it out. Link in bio. We are at a point that if we don't do something, we are going to we're going to pay for it in the long run. If not us, then our kids or grandkids. And they are the ones that matter the most. Right? It's not the guy down the street. It's not the guy in the next fucking county. Because they don't do anything for us. They just don't. So please take care of yourself. And join our Telegram group. Get in there, join our Telegram group. It's the LifeLiberty Show. Find us on Telegram. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Find us everywhere. We are fucking everywhere. Find us. We have a link tree. Link is in the bio. We have a website coming pretty soon. We're working on the website. And you'll be able to find everything you need there. You'll be able to email us any of your concerns. So, and get into our locals. We're going to start posting videos in there of all of the ways that we need to sustain, how to build a fire, how to build a shelter. I'm also in the process of buying the property that I live on. And as I move forward, I'm going to show y'all a good portion. No, I'm not. Not a big portion of the property, but I'm going to show you everything that I'm doing to prepare my property for sustainability. And that's going to be in the locals. So please look out for that. Join the locals. That way you have the ability to pay attention, because some of you don't know how. Some of you don't know how to become sustainable and are scared of the first step. That's okay. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to get out there and look for information. To be completely honest, people are paying attention, and you guys included. Everybody that is watching this gets wrapped up in a fucking headline. And they'll post a video about the headline, and then come to find out the next day or 2 days or a week later that what you said about that headline was completely false, because the information that was put out was wrong. We need to start sitting back and receiving more information before we put a fucking tagline out there and have an opinion on something. We are jumping to conclusion way too fucking fast. I understand that our world right now is instant gratification. We are in an instant gratification society. And that if you don't get that tagline out there, then you may not get the followers. You may not get the attention that you need. Or that you don't even need it, you just want it. You want to have a better view of yourself down the road, so when somebody sees it later, they go, this guy waited to get information before he put his opinion out there. You can have an opinion and then slow down and wait for more information and look for more information. Don't forget to get out there with warhorseordnance.com. Get in there and purchase some of our merch. Dead pedophiles don't reoffend. We've got right-wing transphobic bigot. We've also got Live Laugh Toaster Bath shirts and hoodies. There's some Life Liberty mugs and ball caps and pins. Get out there and check it out. Support us. Help us continue. Help me feed my family. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Buy local, buy American, nobody special, and fuck the ATF.
Drag them in, and they'll follow you until the day you die. I tell myself I've dealt this before. It's hard to get a handle on you walking out the door. So just take another message to the people who know more. The talk is growing old, and so am I. And so